Hey guys, it's Diana, art by Diana Myers, and this is Paint and Create. It's every Thursday night, and we're a little early. Got a bunch of stuff I was thinking about doing, but keep it simple because Saturday we're doing some stuff in the group, and I'm going to be selling some of my paintings that I put to the side. You'll see them. And some downloads, and I'm putting together some kits to sell. It's the holidays and people are looking for stuff like that, so I've been doing that. So I decided to keep it kind of simple. My witch hat on. Is it cute or what? So I got one of these. If you remember the other night I did one, they're pumpkins from the Dollar Tree. They do have them because I got those from a couple years ago, but they got these too, and they got a lot of them, so I thought it would be fun to do something with it. Saturday, when you guys come in, I designed a little truck. I call it Spooky Boo Truck. Is that fun or what? I'm going to give you the download for the tree. And I want you to get creative with the truck. It's a truck. It was originally a Christmas tree truck. It had a Christmas tree in the back. And then later I did Valentine's Day, put hearts in it. And then it's the same truck. And then I did it pink. And then I did another one where I did the truck, I think, blue, and I did orange pumpkins. So it's the same truck, but now it's going to have, I'm going to show you how to sketch in some stuff. Ghosts, pumpkins, whatever you want. So that'll be a fun little project. Get your juices flowing. And then we're going to do this coming next week. And this is, it looks complicated, very easy. Orange and yellow in the background, and just whatever you can do for a tree up front, and we'll go over that too. So a lot of fun stuff coming up. If you've never been in my group, I'm going to put it right up here. The Artsy with a Z group should be up there. Hey, cat. So I'm going to get you guys up on my up on my my thing just took a picture. I don't know. I had my hands bother me. I had it like yesterday. I'm old, people. I'm getting old. Hey, Joellen. I turned my head like I was looking out the window at something, and my neck bothered me the rest of the day. So then I woke up this morning, my whole arm hurts. And then it was better. Didn't take anything. Now, about an hour ago, my hands started bothering me, like the whole thing. So I just took a Tylenol. I give up. Try not to take anything, right? So I'm good. Just, you know, arthritis stuff. So there I am, guys. So, a lot of stuff going on. We'll talk more Saturday because I want to do a painting here today. But I put together, I'm going to be putting together some of my work, my real work, my artwork. It's going to be in these pretty, I ordered these matting, and then I do with my card and my label. And I'll tell you the prices of stuff. This is the first one I did. I got to go through my stash. I have a lot of these. So this was something that we did together, if you guys remember, I think early last year. So I'm selling this. And these are all one of a kind. And they're mine. And then we're going to be doing the kits. And I got another kit. And Joellen, you remember when you bought the, what is it? That angel? I'm going to be doing her again. I got all the stuff. And I found the picture, so she's going into the art kit area too. So you guys, if you come on over, you're gonna see we got that. We trade cards. We have an ATC group, and we also do a challenge every month. I think this month was like, I forget. It's all like kind of fall stuff. So anyways, let me turn this around because nobody wants to hear me talk. The hills are alive with the sound of music. Joe does that because the more you talk, the more you interact, tell me where you're from. If you've ever done this kind of art before, if you've ever painted any of these, let me know. Because then I get like monetized. It's not like a lot, but you know, every little bit helps. Let me go over here. She loves the Dollar Tree. So I just took a pen and I wrote in Boo. And I just kind of made her legs, you know, with the stripes. I didn't take this off, so I'm going to hang it, but now I'm thinking maybe I should. Because I got, you know, something I'm going to, because I got some pretty, like Thanksgiving, you know, floral ribbon, you know, orangey colors and stuff. I got a polka dot one here somewhere, but I'm not sure where I put it. So I'm going to take that off. It's going to get in the way. So I was thinking these are too big. I was going to put these on there. But I think I am going to put one of these on there, which I actually bought for something else and didn't end up using. But $1.20, $1.50, whatever. I don't even know anymore how much it is. Some comedian said we ought to just call it like the couple dollar store or something like that. I said, yeah, we should. All right, so I got some colors here. I got purple, orange, black, and yellow, white, all traditional Halloween colors. So what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to go right ahead and get that black out of the way because that's the messiest color. I was doing a couple paintings earlier. I'm getting ready for some kits, and I am a mess. So yeah, I'm just going to go right around this first with some black. This is acrylic paint. I use mostly deco art. You'll see I use a lot of deco art. It's kind of a mess, but I use a lot of deco art. So acrylic paint, if you're new to painting, it's probably one of the better ones to use. If you want a little higher end paint, you know, I use like, most of the time I use Liquitex, the thicker stuff, or Arteza, which is another story. We do that in my advanced class, in my garden palette. Although I just did one, I'm gonna, it's a combination of both, which is fine. Any acrylic paint will do. So like I said, just a black, an orange, a purple, a little yellow maybe. And I got a little bit of gold out, because I'm gonna, I want to get the wrong color on here. I'm gonna like kind of spiff it up a little bit with some gold, make it shiny for a night. Not sure I'm gonna hang this. I got a lot of stuff. I'm boxing up some stuff. I took over those little pumpkins I did over my sister's, and they said there's my sister has every room in her house has a couple of my paintings now. So, and the other one says she has no room. Her house ain't as big. I said everybody's complaining. My daughter, I gave them to my daughter's friends, and you know. So it's time to probably go find a place to sell. But a lot of them are in storage, and the little ones, I end up giving them away. But I seen this thing. Cat, I gotta get the link. You take your artwork and you put it all over, and the back, they do it with the rocks now too. And the back, you put your email address or your, like my Facebook page, and people have to, when they find the artwork, they have to post it and tell you where they found it. People are leaving like at the gas station pumps and laundromats and parks. So that's a good idea. So I'm thinking about doing that. And you know, I don't know if they're doing donations or what the whole deal is. I saved it, but I haven't gone back and looked at it yet. But I thought that was kind of clever. I don't always do a lot of big projects. Really kind of hard to do a pretty decent, cool looking, you know, professional painting in an hour. But it can be done, but not like a big one. I know there's people that do, but I can't. So I'm taking a little white. I'm just kind of making a little highlight there. You see what I did? I just dipped my corner of my brush in. While the paint's still white, it'll end up turning like a gray. And I just took that corner. Just kind of give it a turn. You can do a little bit in here too if you want to kind of put a little highlight on the cauldron. You could do that too. Okay, get a little highlight. Now I'm going to get it. That's a flat angle brush, any kind of flat brush, and I'm going to go into, need a round one here. Here's a round one. Small, average kind of. I'm thinking probably should maybe do the boots in a different color. Let's do some of the leggings in purple and probably orange. Be good, right? So these are like, these Dollar Tree wood is a little different than canvas if you guys are used to painting on canvas. So don't expect to, it to be the same. But theirs tend to be pretty well buffed out, sanded out, so it doesn't feel like, it's got a lot of catches in it, like if you're doing some old wood. We went out to dinner up to the Salmon River up near Ontario Lake, and it's not far from there. And we had dinner on the river, and across the street over the park, waited for my daughter to come back. They went to get the car, and I found this really cool piece of wood. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with it yet, but it's a really cool piece of wood. So, but it's really rough. So sometimes I'll sand those things down, and I have a lot of ideas. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with it yet, but these are pretty easy because they're kind of, like I said, they're all sanded out nice. Sometimes they're not though. But most of the time I haven't had any problem with. They're fun to do, you know. Great for kids. I did a witch a couple years ago. I still got her. So just put purple, a little more purple this way. You can do what you want, too. You could even do some material on this. How we do that, guys? Or, you know, maybe get some. I got like, if you go over to my site, my free group, I downloaded some different Halloween, like ephemera paper. You could download and use that. Stickers, kinds of stuff. I do it. Went to secondhand store, the sell ball I call it. Actually, it was a rescue mission, and I got some winter clothes. I had 2 pairs of pants, guys. There's tags. They're brand new. I always like to look around there. So we looked around and I found a Christmas book, and I found an old leather ceiling fan book. It looks like a Bible almost. Well, I'm journaling in it, so I've been messing around with it. So I just downloaded a bunch of, you know, the like antique looking ephemera stuff. So I got a little box here, and I'm putting all the stuff in there I want to use. So I took out the ones I used from the brown paper bags I did. So I'm using some of the stuff that you guys gave me that wasn't. We do ATC cards, guys. Anybody that's new to watching this, and we bought this little like baseball thing. It's right here. Well, anyways, there was a lot of this stuff because I don't really care if they do the traditional 3x5. So I get a lot of little extra goodies, which it's fun because I get to play with stuff. But there's a lot of stuff left over, so I got a whole box. So I've been taking this stuff out, like these things, and like using them in the journaling. And I'm gonna do some watercolors in there, but I have moved stuff around since you know, we're going from winter clothes from summer, and I couldn't figure out where my watercolor kit was. Well, I found it. So I got kind of set up in the front room now, so I can do paintings out there too. So I might do that one tomorrow night that I do with my other class out there. So whoops, keep picking that way up, boy. So that's looking kind of cute. So instead of going this way, I'm gonna go up and down. So what color do we want her Ona wears? How about white and purple? How about white and purple? Well, there's a little violet in here, but it's okay. I gotta wash my brush better, right? It's okay, dirty brush works. Got a violet color. Yep, it is so dry up here. This is the second day this week I had to water my garden. It used to be there was nothing out there. Now I got a lot of plants that I got to, you know, that need a couple more years before I can just let them go. And it's so dry. This is the second time this has happened this year. So, I mean, I really had to, I put the hose right on the ground, right on each plant. It's a project. I was out there a couple hours just doing that. You know, I thinned out some stuff and picked some flowers, got a little bouquet of flowers. Those zinnias won't stop, boy. Whew. Anybody else grow zinnias? I love them. I got some black in here too. It's all right. This brush might be too big for this. You know, you can also do these with Posca pens. You guys know that. A lot of people do their rocks too with them. So I'm just wiping my brush off in between. Said use some water. Some orange. We put orange here. I think that pill's kicking in now. The only problem with Tylenol is I can't take anything but Tylenol. Is because I'm on a really strong ibuprofen. Really strong. My mother used to take it. And for my leg and my back. So my arthritis. So I can only take Tylenol. But I'll tell you something. Every time I take Tylenol, I need a nap. What is about Tylenol? I had a girlfriend who used to use like a sleeping pill. Says you're not supposed to do that, but she says it's the only thing that works. I'm like, okay. I used to take Benadryl. Now they're saying that's really bad for dementia. So I don't know. Just whatever works, right? I told my daughter I have all these problems. I'm old. I says, you know, there is no surgery or cure for being old. They haven't come up with one yet. So, part of life, right, guys? All right, who's on here tonight? Who's on here? Let me just, isn't they cute? It's the cutest thing, these little projects. I mean, you know, I'm with a company called Diverse Woodworking, and I get all those like cutouts I do once in a while. I'll get into them. But the thing is, this these little projects, and they have like when you deal, because I have, you know, business license, tax ID. You have to have it, number one, and a lot of them, the minimum orders are like 500. So, and sometimes I run specials because we're with that other company, and I think it's like 100 or 300. So it really depends on what the deal is. So sometimes it's not worth it for me to order a bunch of angels or anything unless there's a deal, you know. Hey, Tammy. You can't, well, you can get a new Apple password if you need to, Kat. Oh, well, that's a bummer. I like my stars. Oh, and is Lori on here? Lori gave me a fat one last week. I was like, thank you very much. I was like, who sent me the fat one? Yeah, you gotta fix your Apple ID. Those are a pain. What did I just say? I had this problem with something. But you know, I'm all over the place. I'm always doing all this different stuff. I got rid of some things. It was too much. I didn't use half of it. In your crafting hoard? In your hoard? I know. It's like when I clean out I've been cleaning stuff out. This room's a mess. I drag stuff in, I take some out, bring some in, I take it out. I got like 3 art areas now. I got 3, you know. I'm working on the bedroom. I finally got my daughter shampooed a rug. I finally got an area I can use my dresser. I don't have a dresser. It's in there. You know, it's my husband's old dresser. So now I got an area started in there. I have all my old paint things for my paint parties. I don't know if I'm going to be doing paint parties or not. I told my daughter, but my legs, it's not even like, once I'm in there, because you got places to sit, you're at a bar or a restaurant, it's just hauling all the stuff in. I have to have somebody. And it usually for a paint party, it's 2 to 3 days work before you even get there. And then I do need somebody to help me haul the stuff in. And then afterwards is cleaning all the stuff out. Most of the time I leave it in the trunk. But it's a lot of work. People don't realize how much work that is. You got to be young. So I did it for like 7, 8 years. I did it because I worked for Painting with a Twist. So I'm doing okay with this. I want to make more money doing this. But unless somebody requests me, it happens once in a while. I turned a couple down. I don't know if I want to do them. So I got all these. I have like 50-something easels. I have like 3 standalone easels, and I got a lot. I got buckets of paintbrushes and cups, and so I don't know if I'm gonna do all that stuff, but I haven't made up my mind really either way. But yeah. So, anyways, I got 3 areas going here now, so I'm painting everywhere. All right. So who's on here? But as you guys can see, all the stuff I going on. We'll talk about more on that on Saturday because it's like this is for the new people that are coming to this class here. So like I said, we're going to do this Saturday. I'm not actually giving you this whole tracer. All you're going to get is this truck. This truck has been full of hearts, and it's been full of pumpkins. I did the first time I did it, I don't think I did the hearts. I think I did the pumpkins. And the Dollar Tree was selling these wood trucks. So I had some foam hearts. We put that on there, and then I put some string on it and I hung it up. Well, so then I did the truck pink, and I did it full of hearts. When I copy this with the, you know, when you guys do, anybody that knows how to do a tracer, I just don't do the tree. So what I'm going to have you do is do your background, and then you're going to take a pencil and you're going to make little critters. So I think it'll be a good way to get you guys, and I'm going to make a little challenge out of it too, a little prize for it. So yeah, that's Saturday. I'll talk more about it. Hey, Tammy. Lori, you are on here. Thank you for the tip. Oh, okay. And I was like, oh, yeah. It's very nice. All right, let me turn this around. Well, this hand is bothering me, boys. I think it's kicking in, though. All right, so now I got some cute little pants on here. So should I do the... should I do the... I don't want to do the boots in black, right? Let's do the boots no. Let's do the boots in orange. Be different, right? Orange. Stupid place to put the string right in the middle, right? Change it. I'm thinking I will do a ribbon on this now. I think I might look right. What do you think? You gotta do a ribbon? Or maybe I'll do the bottom in black. That's what we'll do. You guys see for your group tomorrow night, I got the tracers done for that. It's really cute. It's a big though. I had a heck of a time. I'm not crazy about doing those big tracers, but I did it. And then I was gonna dress up those shoes. So I bought these with ribbon and stuff. So that's something you guys we can talk about tomorrow, Friday night, tomorrow night. I was gonna I seen this one picture where they had zhuzhed up the shoes with like spiders and string and ribbon, and I thought even maybe do some of those jewels on it. I thought it would be pretty cool. Let's just do this like this. How about that? Yeah, why not? I'm gonna do that bottom in black. Just to zhuzh it up. That's the word now, zhuzh. We had fun yesterday. It was my husband's birthday. It would have been. For like 2 months, about 2.5 months. He was 2 years older than me. I used to pick on him. So then we're actually just a year apart. So my birthday's in December. We kind of did some of the things that he likes to do, He liked to go apple picking. He always went every year around his birthday or on his birthday. So that's what we did. We went out to dinner up on we had never been there because my granddaughter lives up there now, right near the St. Lawrence, near the Salmon River on Ontario Lake. So last guy, so we went up there. I never got to see her apartment. It's an old farmhouse. It's really awesome. Got a pond. It's got its own little like community of people, and I was like, this is like you drive off the road and there's like this little, it's really awesome. It was really smart. Somebody lives way out there. If they don't get the family farm, they just turned it into a bunch of apartments. It says, what a good idea. And it's really good with it. Really, you have to see it to believe it. I was like, this is so cute. So, because I was, she's young and by herself. But she loves living out in the boonies. So we're doing the top in purple now. I did the heels with black. You put a little something there, right? There. I don't know. Put a ribbon on it, maybe, right? Buckles are supposed to be yellow. You don't have to. I could do them with that gold I got out. That's what we'll do. So these are good practice. I mean, I do the fancy stuff too, but I like doing this little cutesy wootsy stuff. I like cute stuff. It's good practice. It's economical. You learn some brush control, Maybe learn how to mix some paints. Learn what looks good together. There's a lot to be said for doing these, so, and those people probably think, oh, it's not professional, but I'm not professional. I'm a self-taught artist. I do the best I can do. All right, which is what a lot of big artists were back. Then all go to college. They just practice their, Van Gogh didn't go very long, I don't think. And they weren't doing the kind of stuff he liked, so, all those kind of people, they didn't all mostly they just got better by just doing it. They just loved what they did, so they did it for whatever reason. So being self-taught is not a bad thing. You don't pick up no bad habits unless they're your own. All right, so I think I'm going to put some white on those buckles if I put the gold X. I think it might show a little better. So I just rinsed the brush. I'm going to put a little white on here. Yeah, I was going to go on YouTube. I never even had a chance. No, I'm going to do it though. I was going to do it on its own. I'm happy. I'm doing some video. I did a video for one of the kids. And I have my old house, had it all figured out, and the lighting in here is different. For one thing, it's all LED. I don't have I have a couple bulbs in the bathroom and in the ceiling fan, but everything else is LED. except for the bathroom in the other room. It's the other bathroom. So I don't know. I got this lamp here. I turned it away, and I kept messing with, there's all different kinds of spectrum of lights on here. And it's still not right. It's better, this video I did, but it took a while to figure it out, and it's still too bright. So then I've been monkeying around with the camera controls, so, you know, on the phone. So I don't know what the problem is, but I'm trying to figure it out. Because it's like the light is not right, you know what I mean? I'm so busy messing with the light, I'm not getting the stuff on there right. So I have that other fancy lamp. I might have to, like I said, I might have to set that up in that other room. I might have to get a little table or something. Just to do, you know, videos. Because the light's funny. It's got like a glare to it, and I have all the lights on, it's too much. I have no lights, it's too dark. This is perfect for doing a class though, you know. Alright, so now I got this thing. I'm going to do this in gold. I'm going to let it dry. And let me see. I'm going to get my bow dryer. I'll bow dry this a little bit. Looks more like leprechaun feet. That'd be good for eggs. Be good for that, wouldn't it? Do it like green and yellow. Hot glue some gold coins to it. Hey, I might need another one. Paint it green. Wouldn't that be a good idea? That's a good idea. I need another one. Go back to the Dollar Tree. Love that place. Sometimes you go to one, they ain't got none of it, and the other one's got everything. Or they got one, you go to another store, they got 20. So it's like you gotta get it while it's hot, you know? Yeah, I really think this would look cute like it for St. Patrick's Day, right? So I think I'm gonna do this like in white, too. I'm gonna paint the whole thing in white. They'll be able to see the letters through too, so that's a good thing. Yeah, I think it's a good idea. Save it. Kind of see through that. I want to be able to see those letters a little bit. Just using my small brush. I'm trying not to get it too thick because I want to see those letters I drew on there. A little black in here, but that's okay. I don't like the way those pants came out. I might have to mess with them. It doesn't rain here like at all in 2 weeks. You're saying we might get a little bit tonight, but I don't know. I was thinking maybe that's why my arthritis was acting out, because it does that sometimes. You guys ever notice anybody that's had that kind of problem? Or sinuses, or both. Usually it's one or the other. Let's see, I need more purple on this one. This one a little thicker maybe. Oop. I'm not sure. That looks alright. More purple on there. I used to think people were making that up when I was a kid. I'm like, sure. It's orange right here. It needs a little more color. Let's do a little color down there. Let's do one right here. Yeah, well, that is a possibility, and the pressure can do that, you know, give you headaches and everything, sinuses. But typically, you know, like on a rainy day, I'll get sinuses when it's coming down. But when it's trying to come, I will have little pains. Hey, cat, thank you so much. I do appreciate it. Now I can buy me another one. Thank you so much. Yeah, I noticed that right before a storm, I get aches and pains. Like I have a foot I broke. Oh, I broke it good a long time ago. And then I have a shoulder that was in a car accident. I was not driving. I was in, I have the funniest luck. I was in 3 car accidents in like a 2-week period, and not one time was I driving. Isn't it? One was at a gas pump. Remember when the gas prices went real up back in the 80s? Guy backed right into her. Then the other time we were going to a hair show down in South Carolina, and the woman was going to see her father, was in an emergency. He got taken into the hospital, older guy, and she ran right into us out the ramp. And I don't know, there was another one on the highway. I don't remember what happened, but yeah. So, anyways, long story short, it hit her side, and it threw me against the window. And she was a big woman, and she hit me. I mean, her head hit my head, and I had a black eye, so right up like that. Threw my neck out, you know. So I have shoulder problems, and I know it's from that. They'll tell me different, and doing hair, because a lot of hairdressers have that, shoulder problems. And every time a storm is coming, the foot and the shoulder, you know, just a dull ache. And that's a little worse now, but it was always, I could always tell. And if it was, like I said, if it's going to rain, usually a sinus infection. Yeah. You see, people are crazy, right? It's true, though. It's true. Old lady stuff, right? All right. The cute little star thing they got up here, Kat. They got the cutest little things for that now. Well, Kat, they are. I think my store was $1.50 because they had all the $1.25 stuff covered up with those little red dots. There was a few things I got. I said, grab that because I like those little Alfredo things. They're bad for me. I got a lot of salt, but I like those little broccoli Alfredo things, little mixina or something. So they were $1.25. I said there was only like 3 left to grab them because they're not going to be that price for long. And there was a couple other things I usually got, and then there was other things that are $1.75. So they're just, that whole trick with the stickers is so stupid. It's just raise the price. So yeah, just put a sign up. Everything in store is $1.50. Everything in store is $2, whatever. So stupid. They put a sticker up because, they have them manufactured and they come here and the $1.25 is already on them, So dumb. This is some black comedian. He's like, call it a couple dollar store. A couple dollars? I don't know. He said something like that. I thought it was funny. Cute, right? They keep messing around with stuff. Chris, after a while, we're not going to be able to get a lot of that stuff because nobody likes us. You're going to be seeing a lot of that junk stuff. And that's like my day out. I says, it's a cheap place to go. You can take like $20 and have a ball. Secondhand store too, I love that. But that's gotten ridiculous too because people are selling stuff, which is fine. But people go there because they're poor. No, I'm not really poor, but they go there, to get cheap stuff and find things that are different. And they had stuff in that store. I'm like, no, you have pants for like $20. I can go to Walmart to get pants. I go to Shein and get pants for $5. I mean, and they're pretty good, So I'm like, some of the prices are a little stupid. Of course, I know those places have sweatshops too. I mean, I realize that. But, and Amazon gets everything here too fast. They're making people sweat too. So, but on the other hand, it's like, we're not going to be getting a lot of that dollar stuff anymore. So, bummer, right? I do like the Target dollar stuff. And Hobby Lobby has when they have a sale, they have a hell of a sale. I go there. I cannot be trusted in Hobby Lobby or a garden center. Cannot be trusted. So, the last time with the Hobby Lobby, says I got to stay out of the store. I think I bought every paint they had that was marked out. Paints are expensive. I still got paint. It was like 3-4 years ago. I mean, I got other stuff since then, but I want to highlight on this. It's the way of the world. Paid all my life so I could just do what I wanted to do, Now everything's going up, right? Spend my money. Yep. Great place to take your grandchildren. Because I think a lot of it probably is filled with lead, but You know, when I was a kid, they used to eat it out of the walls. Right? You guys remember that? It was a big thing. It was something, was it the, something people, we all lived in one of those kind of houses they had. Remember they had the, it was like wood, then they had the concrete stuff over top. That's where it was. I had to have my house tested before I sold it, and they had it. But I don't know, they fixed it somehow, I don't know. So they could work on it. It was old house, old. I'm just kind of making a little more details on these sides a little bit. Alright. So I want to I think if I did the gold it won't show up, so I'm going to do, on this I'm going to do black, but I'm going to go up here and do these, put this in the water, buckles with some gold. I got a little bit of that gold I had. I'm just going to fancy them up here. Oh, this brush is too wet. Yeah, my grandchildren were down here, so there was, well, the other one that went to a concert, he just got a new car. I wanted to see it. His first new car. He had a car at Junker. He drove, or a van he drove for a while. He just got a mechanics degree, so he thought it's a little expensive keeping those cars up like that, isn't it? It's cheaper to make a car payment. I mean, they did that deliberately. My father's a used car salesman. He says they got all the junk off the road, then they jacked the prices of repairs up. He says that was a whole scam. There is more money. I have to listen to this. I have brothers that are mechanics and stuff. And they make, these places make more money on car parts. You know, then it's so expensive, the places can't even mark them up because it's like, nobody will come get their car done. It's a true story. My father's retired now, but my brother still has a little garage. Yeah, I could care less about cars. I grew up with cars. Don't even talk to me about cars. I don't even like talking about them. You know, that's all they talked and lived for. My poor mother had transmissions and car parts in her house, you know. Now she got to a certain age, she said, no more car parts in my house. My father, like in the winter, they used to bring in, you guys remember this, they used to bring in, I'm using a real thin brush, rigger. They used to bring in their batteries. They got really cold here, like we had that storm of 66 and all that. And they bring the batteries and keep them warm where you couldn't start your car the next day. So it'd be like 5 batteries. And he'd be working on somebody's car. He had, I just bring it in for the night, you know. Oh my God! Then he had a garage. You know, didn't have a garage, but they lived like on a big hill on a hill on a hill. I mean, and he dragged his stuff up to the house, up into the basement, because there was a door on the. You could walk right in. There's such a hill, right? The basement door. It's different. He'd be out there in the middle of winter, towing people out and stuff, you know, on his back in the snow, and wonder why his arthritis is so bad. Yeah. Can't work on my car. That's the problem when you're like, even I did hair. People want you to come do their hair in the middle of the night. No, nah. I used to when I was younger, anything for money, but you know, here's my salon card. This is where I work. Come see me. Doing your hair. I go to a house, go to a party for like a baby shower. Dang, did you bring your scissors? No. It's the same thing, any kind of service business. You're a nurse, my daughter gets sick of it. You know, she says, Mom, go to the doctor. I'm like, I'm not one of your friends. I'm your mother. You're supposed to help me. But I imagine you, I know I got sick of it. So it's got to be the same thing, you know. I still call her up, though. She's into herbs. She's got a big old, you know, they got a big farm. So she's out there like digging through stuff, and she wants to make the whole front of the yard is into like, you know, organic stuff and, you know, herbs, and he's like, no. Yes, he got a farm. He built her greenhouse. Really into it. She made me some soap. Guys, it smells so good. It's made with patchouli. She put a little, I mean, she did everything. She got it in a little flower form, and so beautiful. I don't even want to use it. It smells so good. Ginger beer. I didn't taste it, but she's into that stuff. All I wanted was some bread and butter pickles. She never got to it, but she made me a loaf of sourdough bread. It's delicious. I gave half to my daughter, not supposed to have all that, but there's chickens too, so I had saved up a bunch of egg cartons. I love my eggs. Yes, I owed you a bunch. Alright, so look, we got Boo. We got Boo. Now you could have just done that with a Posca pen and saved yourself a lot of aggravation. On the other hand, if you're like me, you probably need to practice. But sometimes it's good to use these, like, you guys ever use these, like, they're called a rigger. It's a detail brush, but the difference is, which my regular people know, is these have a really long, you can get them really super long hair, and they make super thin lines. The reason they're called a rigger, when I first started doing this, like, how do I know that? And I told them it was because ships, like up in Maine, they would paint these huge over the fireplace kind of, ships, and they would have to make these long strings, for up to the masts and stuff. And that's someone came up with the idea, because they used to make their own brushes, of putting in the long hairs, and it really does work. They're nice for detailing. The only thing is you have to keep them wet all the time. You just gotta keep dipping them. But yeah, hey Laura Ann. So, isn't that cool? I know my kids are not crazy about Hobby Lobby, but I'm the only one that does. Well, my one daughter, well, she does a lot of crocheting, and the other one, the other two work. The other one does journaling, and I don't know if there is a Hobby Lobby in Brooklyn. So, but I like to go, and I just found out there's one not too far from me, so I'll be going. I'll be going. Yeah. All right. So let me. I think I'm gonna put a little gold in the bottom here too. Yeah, I gotta stay away from that store. And I'm trying to get rid of stuff. And here I am, I'm like, why am I, it's like the second-hand store. So I'm just gonna get clothes. I did find, look what I found. Look what I found. I love looking in there for unusual pictures that I can fix up. Oh, where'd I put it? Where'd I put it? It's right here. I find one I sold for a lot of money. I don't know where it is though, because evidently the guy, it's a lawyer's office downtown. The woman never told me where it went. You're supposed to keep track of where your big paintings go. So I don't. It's downtown, a lawyer's office. All I know. But it was, back in the Sears, people buy furniture, and Sears would throw in a free painting, or people would spend a couple $100s on a piece of fake art. Kind of put us out of business. But I found this one, and it's like got a nice solid back on it. I might wet it, tighten it up a little bit more. I took this peel off it. It's got a nice wood frame. It's got the name of the company that made the frame and the material. But I'm going to do a painting over the top of it. The only thing is it's got this like thick stuff on it, but that don't mean nothing. So I'm not really looking. The painting is kind of pretty, but I really wanted it because of the shape, and I like the sides. So for $3, you can't buy a canvas for $3. Not like that. It'd be at least a $10 bill. So I bought this one. It was from Sears, I believe. And Sears has been around forever, and it was big. I had to put on my easel adjusts. It goes up to like 5 foot, I think. I put it on there. I did this big peeling knife painting, and I saw nobody's gonna buy it. I'll just put it up. They bought it, so I didn't know until the next day. Like, where's my painting? Who bought it? I don't know. So, it wasn't really a gallery, but they sold all kinds of stuff. So they closed anyway. So I need to find another place. I just haven't done it. I've been just getting my life together with all that house stuff and people dying, and there's shit happen. Excuse me. There's too much going on. I'm finally getting like kind of, yeah. And I'll paint over them. They're no good. So I'll wash all the crud off that, and I'll spray the back with some water and let it dry overnight. Let it tighten up real good. I mean, it should have a little give, but not a lot. And gesso the top, one layer, maybe two, and let that dry, and then it should be pretty firm to paint on. And then I can do whatever I want, And sometimes, guys, if anybody's looking for a frame, 16 by 20 frames, are expensive now. And I like a really fancy one once in a while. And B, Michael's is a ripoff. And if you go to a real framing place, you can probably get a better deal. And sometimes you can go like Jerry's Arorama, you can get deals and stuff, but they're not nice. So I'm out and I have my checkbook, which I don't always do it. The only reason I carry my checkbook is I got it measured out to a 16 by 20 and an 18 by 48, which is what I said 48, whatever size I use. There's one bigger one, one smaller one, my usual sizes, and I have my checkbook measured out. So I'm in the secondhand store, and if I find a nice one, even with a painting, and if the painting's no good, I want the frame. And I had, there was this one place that was charging by the pound. It's not there anymore. It was up in Shop City, Laura. And I bought like 8 frames and some clothing, and I think it was $1.69, $1.49. I spent like $40 just to see all the shit I got. But it was the frames, because the frames are ridiculous. But that's just one cheap way of getting some decent frames. And some canvas you can paint over. Now there was one that I picked up. I kept the picture in the frame because it actually is collectible, but I didn't care about the picture, so I looked at the picture and said, I think this picture is pretty good, and it's like a church with the hills, and I still have it, and they didn't steal it or go through that with the car. So I love this painting. So isn't that weird that I went there for the thing and end up being a famous painting? So be careful about when you get one of those frames, you really check out that painting, and if there's a signature, look it up. All right. Okay. Isn't that funny? Yes, I think like people afterwards were going through all the rubble and getting stuff out of there. They found it rained like the next day. Was it the next day? I said, I have no luck. So I think I have a few that I saved, and they're all mud. I cleaned them up a little bit. All right. So let me kind of go around this with some gold. Just around the outside of this. Yes, that's just a good way of getting some decent artwork. I find trays to paint. I told you I found that book I'm going to journal in. It's a beautiful leather bound small print. I think it's from the 50s, 60s maybe. So I already started doing stuff. I got it out on the table with my Mod Podge. I got a bucket of stuff. I downloaded some papers, and it's going to be like a morning thing when I'm drinking my coffee. And even like I ordered her a journal off Amazon for her birthday. It's the easiest thing to do. One daughter is a poet or writer, works for the college. More of a philanthropist now, and she said it was beautiful. I can't really tell. I don't know. But the thing is like it was like $17. It looked good, but sometimes those things, they're not really worth $17. I don't think. You can go really expensive with nice paper and stuff. Like I go down there's a professional art supply here. It's it's just professional. All the colleges use it in this area. You go down there for something like that. It's very expensive for really beautiful paper. You really got to kind of use some places that sell it, the bookstores and stuff. Like you can get nice stuff like that on Barnes and Nobles. Anyways, sometimes it's better to. I have found empty journals at the secondhand stores, but I don't think they know what to keep as far as books and stuff. And I think they keep what's popular. Like I seen they had a lot of like I can't think of the writers, but like writers that are popular right now. They don't keep a lot of the old stuff. It used to be they kept everything, but not anymore. Somebody keeps track of what sells and what doesn't now, It's such a big industry. People making a living on it. There's nothing wrong with that. So they jack the prices up, and people that are poor can't afford anything. I said, that's ridiculous. And then you know what they do with it. When it's done, nobody buys it. They throw it in the dumpster. Isn't that crazy? I said, that looks pretty. Got a little gold to it. Crazy. Just give it a little pizzazz. A little pizzazz. Yeah, so I think like a little bow on this might be okay. Might be okay, right? A little shine, so at night it'll shine, right? What else did I get? I found that book. I found a Christmas book too. It had some recipes and it looked good. It's only $3. And I couldn't find, other than that painting, I couldn't find anything I really wanted to paint. I wanted a couple baskets. I didn't really find anything. They wanted too much for some of the baskets too, I thought. Very collectible now, but they're not all collectible, only certain kinds. Alright, so let me see how this looks. We'll see how it looks. It's so cute, right? Isn't that cute? Then I got, I don't know, I'll put him on there somewhere. Isn't that cute? It's gonna be cute. I think I need gold on the boots. Hold on. Yeah, I mean, they're great for practicing, you know. I used to also collect, which I haven't done in a while. So they hit that, when that car went through, that all my art, a lot of my art supplies were in that room, on that porch. I had like baskets full. And I had collected, like the flea markets on Sundays. I haven't been in a while. I used to go all the time. Like just little boxes of vintage, and they were like 50 cents. I had like a quarter limit, 50 cents, $1 limit, 50 cents limit. And I would buy old greeting cards, and they are great to color over. Or you can cut out and use stuff for like, you know, to make collage and stuff with. And some I think would have probably been collectible, because I know some of them are, but I used to find the neatest stuff to paint over, or paint in. Sometimes they were just a little drawing or something on them. Or I would use the back of the card, the back part, you know, or the envelopes. I used to do gift certificates on my own. So I didn't, the only thing that beauty supply had were very generic. So I found old gift card things, holders, and I found some really cool, what do they call them, envelopes. So I, like, where do you find this stuff? It's like a secondhand. They go down to the flea market. There's these certain people you could tell they must go to closeouts, like when people die. You know, I've been to them, those auctions, and they just sell everything. They'll sell everything in the room when the auction's almost done. Nobody wants all the cleaning supplies or everything that was in the dressers and stuff. And they would just say everything in the room $15. Nobody would bid, and whoever would say yeah, they get the $15, get everything in the room. So you would see they would literally have boxes of stuff. Now I don't want all the stuff in the boxes, but they were like, you know, everything in that box 50 cents, everything in that box $1. Man, I loved it, and I would find the coolest stuff. I'm telling you. Now these are some shiny boots. Some shiny boots. Isn't that cool? I thought it was cool. I used to love doing that. I think I like the hunt. I know a lot of people don't want to take the time to do that, but I just love the hunt, you know. Like most women. I like the hunt. I'm not crazy about sometimes like this one we went to up here was pretty clean, but I've been in some that are pretty skanky, but I always wash the stuff anyways when I get home. You should hear these stories when bed bugs came out, you know where they came from. Originally the first report of bed bugs in like 50, 60 years was from Bonwit Teller in New York City. They were in the mattresses, brand new mattresses in the plastic. So I'm like, pick on my secondhand store, will you? You know. Isn't that funny? It's a true story. They make it up. So now when I go, even go to buy something new, I don't do a double, especially when it's cloth. I don't like buying anything cloth. Yeah, it's just easier to do. Sometimes I would buy something, it'd be one thing in the bag I wanted. Like those little bags they have in the secondhand store. Put like all Scrabble, I guess Scrabble parts, or like maybe all crochet stuff. And they'll put it in one little bag. And it's like a good deal because, you know, it's really hard to sell that stuff. I don't know how they could do that and make it be a mess. So that's kind of cute, right? But it does really need a ribbon. Oh my God. I bought an orange polka dot one. And you think I can find it? You know how I always do that. I can clean up and then I can't find nothing. And then when I don't need it anymore, whoops, there it is. Right? Oh, this one's kind of cute though too. I want something more Halloween-y though. They didn't have nothing except for that orange one. I don't see it. I don't know what to do with it. But I think it needs a ribbon. Anyways, guys, that's it for tonight. Tomorrow night I got, I didn't bring it in here. We're doing this really fun painting. Talk about shoes. It's shoes too. I'll post it on here. I think I posted it somewhere. And look what I did. In my old house, I had all old antique doors. I had crystal. Well, I found one of Rick's old toolboxes. I cleaned it out, and this was in the bottom. I just buffed this all out. This is like a dirty color, and I just took the sandbox, and I just, look how pretty it came out. I was going to paint something on it, because I'm going to put it in one of my garden pots. I do stuff like that. So now I want more of them. I wish I'd had, well, you know, who knew, right? But I had like crystal ones too. These things like are so heavy. Oh my God, it's really heavy. You could take somebody out with this. Hey, keep it in my room. Anyways, look what I did when I sanded it, how pretty it came out. Isn't that pretty? I still think I might do something, but now it's so pretty I might just leave it on this and maybe do something later. Isn't that cool though? But I just took the sanding block and I thought, you know, the fine sanding, and I thought, oh, it'll just be, well, it's brass, but it came out really good. I never thought about doing it when I had the house. All right, guys, so have a great night, and I will see you guys tomorrow night. And then Saturday, I'm gonna put the truck. I think actually it's in the guide section, but I'm gonna go right after here and I'm gonna go look, and if not, I'm gonna download just this part. So I want you guys to be creative. We'll talk about what you can do to pencil all this in before you do it. So you guys have a great night, and I'm hoping inspiration finds you wherever you go. And paint, guys, paint lots of stuff. All right, I'll see you later.